Hello, I'm Marshall Vladimir, and this is Operation Solo, and the round recap for round 4. And I wanted to do things a little differently today. Instead of showing you the map and everything that happened and then rolling for the random event, I thought I'd roll for the random event at the start, because I wanted to particularly focus on the situation in China. So I'll start and I'll roll. A 6. Manchurian resistance. CCP may place 1 militia in 2 Japanese-controlled territories in Manchukuo. Resolve combat immediately. So 1 militia in 2 territories. So I'll grab 2 CCP militia. And then let's move to Manchuria. So Japan, I suppose I'll have to realize my mistake here as Japan. I left these territories empty, so CCP will take this territory and Western Manchuria. So that'll move them up $2, and they could... Oh, that'll also allow them to collect their bonus income. So actually they'll go in this territory as well. So that'll move CCP up by 2 and Japan down by 2. So that was a big mistake for my part as Japan, but when you're playing with yourself, you don't think as well sometimes. That'll probably get them. This guy will get attacked anyway by this artillery, but not everything will happen. So that's the event for the round. Okay, so that changes the situation in China a bit, because the Japanese will have to put some pressure on some units to remove the CCP presence here. But the situation in China at the moment is as follows. The Japanese control this stretch of the coastline, the only coastal territory under the control of KMT is Kwantung. Now, I was thinking about and planning on doing this as Japan, attacking Kwantung with pretty much everything they can bring in. They can bring in 14 units, including this guy, I think, 13 units by sea. They can bring in 6 aircraft, and they can take Kwantung pretty solidly, I would imagine. They can get all the bombards and everything, and they'll try to take Kwantung with as much force as they can muster. Now, that'll leave these units a bit vulnerable because of this huge Chinese, 2 huge Chinese armies in the mainland. So this army will probably go to Beijing, and perhaps some units will go down to Nanking, but that'll be the plan for the Japanese. That'll be the plan. It's an interesting situation in China right now, because of how the events went in the early game, with pretty much all the warlords aligning to KMT. KMT is really, really strong right now. CCP is also strong, but not so much. They're not as strong as, say, KMT. They're a lot weaker. And the Japanese have been pumping pretty much every dollar they had, except for the upgrading of their factory into China. So China's quite a tough situation for all the parties, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. As I said, the Japanese will attack down here. KMT might do a couple probing attacks, I'll see on the turn, and CCP, well, with this, it'll make things even more interesting, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's China. As for what else happened in the rest of the world, Germany annexed Bohemia. They took the Sudetenland and got a light tank and a minor factory. This moved them up $1, but moved the British and the French up as well. Italy finished their major... No, they did that last round, sorry. Italy built a transport and a marine. France built some units. Just 3 infantry. Spain took these 2 territories, and other republicans are isolated in Catalonia. Britain built a fighter, I believe, and an artillery down in Cape Town, with Anzac upgrading their factory to a major, and I think NFEC sent an artillery to KMT and built an infantry themselves. That's America. America reached... Well, they were on 10 IPP this turn. And the Soviet Union, with their income increase, reached 15 IPP, which is huge, because that means that they're rolling tech, and so they have 2 techs on the board with strategic rockets and advanced artillery. The US, they're also doing quite well on the technology board. They have pretty much as much tech as anyone else. They've got... Germany has 5, these being 2, and that being 1, and America also has 5, so America's doing just as well as anyone else, thanks to Japan's fairly early, well, pretty historical invasion of China. But yeah, America's doing quite well. They built some troops. I think they built a marine there, and an infantry, and an artillery in New York. Yeah, Russia did fix the railway that got damaged by the random event as well. I thought I'd mention that. And they also sent this torpedo boat destroyer via the Northern Sea route back. But other than that, things are pretty quiet. The Germans have a couple subs here, and things are pretty quiet. So now I'll show you what happened in the diplomacy chart, because there were a couple breakthroughs. The Soviet Union, they were tired of rolling and failing for Turkey, so this time they rolled for Sweden, and they did succeed. That'll be quite a powerful thing if they can align it. It's got 4 infantry and 4 ships. So if the Soviet Union can align Sweden, that'll be quite powerful and useful. And Italy got stage 1 on Turkey, which is also pretty huge. Again, if Italy can get Turkey, that'll perhaps allow them to do some really good things this game. Really good for them. They won Turkey badly. But yeah, other than that, the diplomacy chart was inactive. There was nothing else that happened. I don't think anyone else succeeded. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll update you at next round.